I remember it like it was yesterday. The sun was shining, the children were screeching with joy. I was running around, kicking the soccer ball, just having a blast. And 5 minutes in, I had to sit down. I had to say, sorry, kiddos, Grammy needs to rest. It was right then that I realized that this excess weight that I was carrying around was overflowing more than just my genes. It was overflowing into all areas of my life. I realized that even doing something as simple as running around the backyard with my grandchildren was too hard for me to do. And I knew at that very moment that I was about to become a wellness warrior and I explore exactly what it was I needed to do to drop the weight and drop it for good. Look, I've lost weight before. I've been on diets. I've lost 20 pounds, gained back 25, lost 30 pounds, gained back 35. I don't know. Maybe you have too. But it was at that point that I said, this is enough. And that was when I discovered the power of brain training. And it's exactly what I'm going to share with you here today. Brain train your body to lose weight, increase energy, and gain confidence. I'm Dara Lee Simmons, and I'm here to share with you not only my journey, but what could be your journey as well. All right, so who am I? I'm Dara Lee Simmons, and this is my husband, Bob. He and I love to golf, and soon we'll be heading to South Carolina for about 7 weeks this winter to get out of the cold because we live here in New York, and we both are just like done with the cold weather and looking forward to spending some time together, just hanging out and relaxing for a little bit. I also love to bike ride. I love to be outside. I love to hike. I love to walk. I just like to be out in nature. Together, the two of us have three grown children. There's my daughter, Renee, who is an RN, my son, Sean, who is a computer software guy, and Bob's son, Robert, who is a sailboat. He owns his own sailboat company. And so he's out on the water a lot. And my two beautiful grandchildren, who are the reason why I'm here today. They are the reason why I knew that I had to make some serious changes in my life if I wanted to continue to enjoy time with them. They are just the loves of my life and just a ball. Just if you have grandchildren or even children of your own, you know how much fun it is to just have little ones around. I have a disclaimer. I spent my entire career working with individuals with disabilities. I worked in residential facilities for a while, and then I became a teacher, a special education teacher, and went on to become a school principal. And all the time supporting individuals with various disabilities and challenges. And that during that time, I also have always had an interest in wellness, in mindset, in personal development. I've kind of been like a personal development junkie. If anybody out there is like that, you know what I mean. I just love listening to people who help us to learn how to be our better selves, our best selves, right? That's just something that I've always enjoyed. So my disclaimer is here that I am just here to share information with you as a friend. I have no medical training, no nutritional banking, no nutritional training. It's really just me and what I have learned over the years, attending seminars, reading books, watching videos, the whole 9 yards. And I put all of this information together, and all I want to do is just share it with you. So please, if you have any types of medical concerns or health conditions, please consult your medical professional, your doctor, before you take and implement anything that I may share on here. Okay, do we all agree on that? All right, with that, let me just move on. I want to talk to you about the three main components of what it is I teach. And it starts with food, what we eat, right? Movement. We've got to move our bodies. Our bodies are meant to move. And really key on mindset. Mindset is the key, excuse me. Um, Mindset is what really fuels everything. And we can have either a growth mindset or we can have a fixed mindset. And I'm going to talk about that right here when I talk about brain training, because what is brain training? I kind of just coined this term, and it's really what I like to say is mindset on steroids, because Mindset has a lot to do with how we view the world, how we view our circumstances, how we view ourselves, how we view those around us. I mean, all of that is mindset. And when we have a growth mindset, it means that we are open to learning new things. It means that we are open to listening to others' opinions. And we are we know with a growth mindset that we can change. We can think new things. We can change our habits. We can do things differently just because we've always put on our left shoe first every day for the last 30, 40, 50 years doesn't mean we can't change and now start putting on our right shoe first. Okay? It's what happens is there are these neural pathways in our brain that I'm going to talk about on the next slide, but they get set in certain patterns. And when we have a fixed mindset, we allow those patterns to just stay in place and don't try to make any movement out of them. In other words, we think, oh, this is just the way I am. Oh, I've always put my left shoe on first. That's just the way I am. I'm always going to do that. Okay. If you think that way, yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to always put your left shoe on first. Okay. Um, a fixed mindset also is thinking, okay, I'm too far gone. I have already gained, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, 80 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is. I don't care where you're at. But with a fixed mindset, you might think, I'm too far gone. Like, I'm too far gone. There's nothing I can do. Whereas a growth mindset is, okay, I have an extra 100 pounds to lose. It may take me longer, but I can do it. And you can do it. And it's all about our mindset. It's all about how we set our mind to think. And if you think about it, our mind is really just a bunch of neural pathways. Okay, there's different areas of the brain. I'm not gonna. I'm not a doctor. I'm not. I know there's different areas of the brain. Different areas of the brain do different things. But one thing I know for sure is that we get these neural pathways in our brain so that things can happen automatically. Okay. For example, I can reach down and pick up this pen. I didn't even really have to stop and think about it. I didn't have to look for the pen. Like I knew it was down here in my peripheral vision. I picked it up. So I grabbed it. And did you notice I put it like this? Like because I've held a pen like that hundreds of times, thousands of times, right? So I didn't even have to think about that. That neural pathway is already ingrained in my brain, and I didn't have to even think about it. It just automatically happens. As a matter of fact, 99.994% of the information that gets bombarded into us on a daily basis, 99.994% of that is gets taken into our subconscious mind, right? The conscious mind of what we are processing, what we are thinking is such a small part of what we do every day and how we do it that it's our subconscious mind that is really controlling the bulk of our actions, the bulk of our thoughts. That, my friend, is where brain training comes into play because, like a muscle, we can change the way we think, the way those neurons line up simply by changing some habits. Now, let's start with change. Change is scary. I know for a lot of people, change is very scary. Think about this. This is one of the areas that used to be really scary for me when I was working, right? And a new boss would be coming on board and it'd be like, oh, okay, the old boss retired, left, whatever. And now somebody new is coming on. That's a little scary, right? Because you have no idea like what this boss is going to think. What kind of new policies are they going to put into play? What are their expectations? What are, all the things. And I don't know about you, but I would always think, oh gosh, because you get comfortable with the way things are running. You get comfortable and then all of a sudden change. We innately, as human beings, do not really like change. We like things to be comfortable, right? We like things to be the same. And in that comfort, in that sameness, sometimes we can get stuck in a rut. Okay. And if you want to do something different, then we're going to have to do a little brain training because everything we do starts with the brain. Even when it comes to getting up in the morning, right? Your brain has to say, okay, time to get up, right? You might hear that alarm. What do you automatically do? Do you automatically hit the snooze or do you automatically throw the covers off and put your feet down? doesn't matter which it is you do, chances are it's one or the other, right? And it's because that just become your habit. That's what your automatic response is. So what we need to do is work on this brain training, rewiring this brain, working what we think, how we think about food, about ourselves, about health. And from there, the rest of it becomes easy. Okay. When we get it right in our brain, eating the right food becomes much easier. Getting out and getting for a walk becomes much easier when you get it right in your brain first. It is key. Let's just um, think outside the box for a minute. Okay. So, oftentimes when you are thinking about losing weight, you might think, okay, I have to count calories. I have to, find a strict diet and let somebody, lay it all out for me, and all of those things, right? Or maybe you think that you have to go to the gym for 3 hours, several times a week or whatever. Um, I'm here to share with you that it's not about that at all. It starts with your why. First of all, why do you want to go on this journey? If you do want to go on this journey, and if you're still listening to me, I'm guessing you probably want to go on some type of health journey. You're interested in learning, how can I really lose this weight once and for all? But it starts with your why. Why is it that you want to go on this health journey? Why is it just to, I don't know, lose a couple of pounds? Maybe, all right, let's just give an example. Okay. You say, I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Well, because I think I'd look better. Okay, so why do you think you'd look better? Well, I feel like when I look in the mirror, if my stomach didn't stick out quite so much, I would feel more confident. Okay, great. Why? Why do you want to feel more confident? Well, maybe it's because you want to attract a new partner, or maybe you just want to look better for your current partner. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe it's just for you. Maybe you want to look in that mirror and see a slim, trim body, or you want to look in that mirror and not feel like you are, extremely overweight. Whatever it is for you, you want to know that as you age, you can continue to take care of yourself. That's what it was for me. Like, I knew that I wanted to, like I said, continue to play with my grandchildren. I went skiing with them this past winter. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Obviously, full disclosure, they were way faster than me, but I was still out there. We were having fun. We had a blast on the mountain. Now, I would not have been able to do that 2 or 3 years ago. It would not have happened, right? And I, anyways, I want to know that as I age, I can still carry my own groceries in from the car. I want to know that I can put those groceries away, reach up high, put them away, bend down. This is so funny because I, uh, when I started this journey, anytime I had to put on my socks, I had to, sit down and put on my shoes and socks. I can now do it standing on one foot. And it may sound like a little thing, but that comes from developing some core strength. And having better balance as we age is critical. And you probably know someone who, has gotten older and stumbled and fallen. Now, I'm not saying that, there's now no chance that I'll stumble and fall, but the the more strength training, just everyday activity of daily living type strength training that you can do, the less chance that you're going to trip and fall, because you have better balance. When you have more core strength, you have better balance. If you're able to catch yourself if you start to trip, there's so many reasons. Plus, doing strength training, which is really just you can do with your own body weight. It doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and lift 100 pounds. It just means that you are doing something to maintain some of that muscle mass that just naturally declines as we age, especially if we're not using it. So we need to build it back up. So all of those things will help us if we should happen to tumble. Maybe we'll catch ourselves better. If our bones are stronger, I don't know if you've had your bone density test or not, but bone density stays increased with, just walking, with doing physical movement, doing some kind of strength training. So I kind of got off track and I apologize there. But when you're thinking about your why, think about, where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. I read a great thing. I saw it posted a couple of times in a couple of different ways, but um, the 50-year-old who's having heart trouble, like heart disease, is showing signs of heart disease, did not start at age 50. That started at age 20. The 60-year-old who now has type 2 diabetes, that did not start in their 60s. That started 30 or 40 years earlier. Okay, there's these little things that we are doing all along the way that just continues to add on to the unhealthiness that's going on in our bodies. And the sooner that we can think about how we want to treat our bodies, how we want to live the rest of our lives. Now, if you are okay and you're just, it's okay. I don't want to be healthy. I don't want to, make sure that I can take care of myself. I don't care that I can, walk back and forth from my car back to my house. I don't think that's you because I don't think you'd be listening. But if those things are important to you, then let's get the mindset right. You need to spend a little time thinking about why you want to go on this journey, what it is you want to get out of this journey, and what are the things that you can do. Little steps. This is about making little changes and micro habits. I don't know if you know the book. It's called Mini Habits. Mini Habits is a great book. Anyways, it's about making these mini changes as we go through the days, as we go through our days. And some of the things that you can do is you can journal. Like, take out, and it doesn't have to be a fancy journal. You can just use a notebook and start writing. Start writing. Answer this question: why do I want to lose the weight? And really dig deep and ask yourself why, probably 5 to 7 times until you get to the real core. Also, while you're journaling, ask yourself, what have I been doing the last 10 years to improve or not improve my health? And what's going to happen if I continue that for the next 10 years? Where will I be? Think about how much weight have you gained in the last 10 years? And what's going to happen if you continue down that path for the next 10 or 20 years? How much weight will you likely gain, right? How much muscle have you lost in the last 10 years? How much muscle will you continue to lose in the next 10 years? So journaling is a really great way to reflect, and I highly recommend you take pen to paper because that when we actually take pen to paper, it actually activates like 6 different areas of the brain. It helps you to get deeper thinking, more creative thinking, and better in touch with your feelings. Okay. You can do it on the computer if you prefer that, but I will tell you that for the deepest type of reflection through writing, it happens when you actually pick up a pen and put pen to paper. And I'm concerned about our children who barely pick up pens anymore. Everything's done on the computer, right? That's another story for another day. Anyways, you also can use affirmations. I love my affirmations. I have one right here. I am a health machine. My body is my temple. It's right here on my computer. So I read it every day. I also have on my refrigerator, I fuel my body with healthy, nutritious food. It's just a good reminder when I'm opening up that refrigerator that I want to fuel my body with good, healthy, nutritious foods. So again, like any other muscle, we need continuous reminders of what we want our brain to be thinking. That's what brain training is all about, that continual work on our brain to get it thinking the way we want it to think. And meditation is also a great way to help again with that subconscious mind. And if you have not done any meditation before, um, you can reach out to me and I would be happy to share with you some things that I know about meditation. But go to YouTube and search for meditation music or search for guided meditation. If you've never done any meditation, search for guided meditation and somebody will talk you through the steps. Now, I did that initially when I was learning, and now I just prefer to have the music most of the time, unless I'm doing a specific meditation, but just the music, and you can calm the whole body. It's amazing what meditation does. And I enjoy journaling after I meditate, okay? Because I can get into that deep, calm state, really in touch with my innermost personal self, and then I get to journal. It's a whole different ballgame, but it's so important because remember, change is hard. So if you're going to take this journey with me, and I hope you will, know that when you have support, when you have surround yourself with a community that can help you. It's going to be that much easier when you get those reminders. Hey, are you using your affirmations, or what affirmations are you using? Journaling. How is the journaling going? Maybe getting some journaling prompts. I have a couple of people who, have told me that, yeah, they would like to be able to journal better. They would like those journaling prompts. And so that's really key as well, having the right journal prompts, just to kind of tickle your brain to think, okay, what is it that I want to even write about? So these are really key, really, really important. And it's not a one and done thing. Okay. It's not a one and done. Brain training is continuous, just like our own muscles. You can build up muscle. Maybe you had a lot more muscle when you were younger, and you stopped doing those exercises or whatever. And so we lose it. Same with our brain. If we don't keep working on it and keeping those neural pathways open and flexible, that's when we get stuck in that sameness, in those ruts. Okay, so I hope you will join me in doing some journaling and some affirmations. I want to talk just for a minute about why diets don't work, because I don't recommend anybody go on any kind of strict diet. And the reason is because, if you can never have chocolate cake, you can never have French fries, you can never have pizza, right? That's kind of the typical diets. Is there certain foods that are just like, oh no, you can't eat those, right? You just can't. They're not on my diet. They're not on my diet. Well, 95%, this is a true statistic, 95% of the people in the United States that go on a diet gain the weight back within 3 years. That is, wow, 95%. Many of them gain it back within a year, within 6 months, but by the end of 3 years, 95% of the people who have gone in, that's across the board with any kind of diet. And the reason is because they did not do that first step, that brain training, to really get the mindset right. But the other reason why diets don't work is that, you know what, if I was told that I could never have pizza again, I would just I would want it. I would crave it so much more, right? So pizza, that's one of my things. And honestly, I probably have pizza once every couple of months, because it's something that I really enjoy. And so I don't eat it all the time. There was a time in my life when the pizza was a pretty regular part of our diet. Friday night, oh, I don't feel like cooking. Let's just order a pizza, right? Been there, done that, right? And now it's more of an intentional kind of thing. I'll think about it. Okay, yeah, we haven't had pizza in quite a while. Let's have a pizza, right? It's rather than it's just kind of like a go-to, right? French fries, honestly, I was trying to remember when the last time I really had French fries, and it's been quite some time. And the chocolate cake there, which at one time that would have been like, I would have been like, oh my gosh, that just looks so delicious. And now, yeah, it looks good, but it's not something that I would be craving. Excuse me, just need a little drink there. I so I'm just gonna throw this out there real quick. Sugar is highly, highly addictive. So when you begin to cut out sugar, and I'm just talking like the plain white sugar and all of that, you will not crave it as much when you don't eat it. But it doesn't have to be, you know, full blown no sugar. I recommend you gradually start to reduce the amount of sugars you're eating. And the one food that I recommend that you give up or significantly reduce is highly processed foods. What are they? Those are the foods that they come in packages, they come in bags, they come in boxes, and the ingredient list is really, really long. Oh, as a matter of fact, yes, I keep a bag of Doritos here. This is the reason for this is because it's a reminder that I am stronger than this bag of Doritos. And it also is a reminder that to show people exactly what's in a highly processed food. Typically, if there's more than 5 ingredients on the label, it's probably a highly processed food. If you pick up something and there's only 2 or 3 ingredients, it's probably, I mean, it could be processed, but it wouldn't be what we consider highly processed foods. Highly processed foods are full of preservatives, excess hydrogenated oils, excess sugars, excess salts, food coloring, preservatives, artificial flavors, artificial sweeteners, all of those things are in there. And I will tell you, I'm not going to read all the ingredients, but the ingredient list, you can see, look how long that ingredient list is, right? It's huge, right? So if there are ingredients, words that you can't read or don't sound like food, they probably aren't food. But it starts with corn, of course, and then there's vegetable oil, which could be corn, canola, and or sunflower oil. I'm not going to get into all of that. Salt, all right? So your top 3 ingredients are corn, oil, and salt. Corn, fat, and salt. Those are your top 3 ingredients because the ingredients are listed by the most to the least amount in here. In addition to that, you've got some seasonings. You've got monosodium glutamate. That's a chemical. You've got maltodextrin. You've got dextrose, malic acid. You've got some natural and artificial flavors, some sodium acetate, artificial colors. Ooh, nice. Artificial colors in here because we need red, blue, and yellow in our Dorito chips, right? And then there is sodium acetate. Oh, I said that one. I'm sorry. Disodium isonate and disodium guanylate. Okay, that would be a highly processed food. One thing you'll know, they last forever. I was funny because I was looking at the expiration date, which was August of 2024, and I'm wondering how long that'll stay there on my shelf. But again, it's just a good reminder for me that I don't want to eat that, and I'm stronger than that bag of chips. It used to be something that I ate regularly, but when we fuel our body with just wholesome food, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, grains, um, beans or legumes, like think of that as being 80% of your diet. Just try to, if it's, I'll be honest, it's hard to like completely give up because most people aren't going to bake their own bread. So you need to buy bread or crackers or those kind of things. But just start reading the labels because when you read the labels, you can find these foods that don't have all the excess preservatives, all the excess chemicals, all the excess in there. Okay. And that's what I recommend that you do. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. I just want to talk a little bit about movement because movement is so important. Whether you like to be a part of a class or you just want to get out and walk, maybe you like to run. I like to walk. I don't run. Dancing might be what you do, swimming, yoga. It doesn't matter. Just find some movement activities that make you happy, that you can be happy doing. And I have partnered with a woman. Her name is Laura Whitney Ribbons, and she's a physical fitness trainer, and she is a woman with a heart of gold. And together, we teach people that it's more about the functional activities that you're going to be able to do when you move. So, if you're not moving right now, if you're pretty sedentary, then don't think, okay, now I got to get out and walk 30 minutes a day because you're going to hate it. You are. You're going to be like, oh, that's too hard. When I started, I had a coach and said, Derek, can you walk for 10 minutes? I was like, of course I can walk for 10 minutes. Well, I got on my treadmill. Fortunately, I had a treadmill because it was wintertime when I did this. But 10 minutes was much harder than I thought. So start at 10 minutes, start at 5 minutes if you need to, right? It doesn't matter. If getting up and walking, maybe that's even a challenge. You can do things from your chair. There's all kinds of great videos for chair yoga, for chair stretches. You can, do upper body strength training. You can use water bottles if you don't have, little weights. Put on some music and dance, just do some type of movement. Your body will thank you. We are meant to move. It is such a critical part of aging more uh, more slowly. Obviously, we're going to age, but aging in a way that you can continue to um, again take care of yourself, do the things you need to do, dress yourself, bathe yourself, cook for yourself. Those are all the things that are so important as we age. And if we're carrying around a lot of extra weight, that's going to be tough to do the older we get. Even a little extra weight. I mean, I've lost 50 pounds. I've got about 20 more that I am dropping. And it's it's amazing just how great I feel because just walk around with 2 5-pound bags of sugar one day. Put them in your hand and try walking around for a while and see how heavy they are. And imagine, each one of those 5 pounds, we're putting a lot of extra stress on our heart, on all of our body functions, when we have that excess fat. And anyways, I'm not going to go into that, but I just want to know that the holidays are coming. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot. The holidays are coming. And a lot of times the holidays are a time when there's lots of food around. There's lots of gatherings and things are a little more stressful. I've got a download for you. It's 7 tips for a happier, healthier holiday. And I'm going to give you one of those tips right now because uh, then you can download and get the rest of them. But one is if you're going to a party, very often we think, okay, well, I'm not going to eat lunch because I'm going to go to this party and I know I'm going to overeat anyway, so I just won't eat lunch. That is the wrong way to think. Instead, have yourself your lunch. And if the party is late, have a little something before you go, maybe a piece of fruit, some nuts, something a little bit to kind of keep you from feeling starving. Then when you get there, yeah, there's going to be lots of, good, fun, holiday food, and that's great. I'm not saying don't eat any of that stuff, but try to fill your plate with some of the more healthier, the salads, the fruits, whatever there seems like, yes, it's still yummy because they don't serve food that doesn't taste good, right? And then save room for some of those cookies, some of those extra treats, some of the, the extra holiday things that you don't typically have, right? But just be mindful of it. When you arrive at a party, if you're not starving because you didn't eat lunch, you're going to be able to control your appetite as you get there. And that'll be the right mindset. You'll say, yeah, I am eating healthy, but I'm also going to enjoy myself. I'm going to have some of the fruit cake, or I'm going to have some eggnog, whatever it is that you want to have, and yes, absolutely have that, enjoy it. And, just remember that these gatherings that we go to, it's really about the community, about the people you're around and all of that, plus the food. But try not to make the food like the highlight, like that's the end all be all. So, uh, as a wellness warrior, I want to welcome you to become a wellness warrior as well. Reach out to me. It's Dara Lee Simmons. If you download that 7 holiday tips, you will find out. You will be connected to me, and I will make sure that I reach out and share with you what Wellness Warriors is all about. Thank you again for allowing me to be here, and I'm going to stop sharing. And I want to thank you so much for listening and being a part of this event. This has been such a blessing, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye bye now.